opportunity, I would like to share with you some important information about the brain hemispheres. The cerebrum is divided into gums, the right and the left hemispheres. They are joined by a bundle of fibers called the corpus callosum that transmit messages from one side to the other. Each hemisphere controls the opposite side of the body. In general, the right hemisphere controls the art awareness, creativity, imagination, intuition, insight, holistic thought, music awareness, 3D forms, left hand control. On the other hand, the left hemisphere controls the analytic thought, logic, language, reasoning, sequencing, science and math, and right hand control. In terms of language, modern researchers explain the left hemisphere is mainly responsive of the language processing, but the right hemisphere is involved in language comprehension, considering nonverbal and contextual inputs, including body and figurative language, prosody and idiomatic expressions.
My name is Ivana, and we are going to learn about brain loss. The brain is separated into four parts: lobes, frontal lobe, parietal lobe, temporal lobe, and occipital lobe. The frontal lobe. The frontal lobe is located in front of the brain by forehead. What is the function of the frontal lobe? It is concerned of thinking, reasoning, making decisions, and planning for the future. Parietal lobe. Parietal lobe is located at the top of the brain. What is the function of the parietal lobe? It is concerned of about our sense, pressure, temperature, and pain. The temporal lobe. The temporal lobe is located on the side of the brain near the ears. What is the function of the temporal lobe? The temporal lobe helps us in the hearing, language, and memory. In the temporal lobe, you can find two very important structures called awareness area and Broca's area. The awareness area and Broca's area help us for words to communicate and listen to words to understand language. Occipital lobe. What is located occipital lobe? It is back of the brain behind the temporal lobe and parietal lobe. What is the function of the occipital lobe? It is concerned with many aspects of the vision. Don't forget that. What are the brain lobes? Frontal lobe, temporal lobe, parietal lobe, and occipital lobe. Thank you.
This is the basis of language comprehension. Neurologists explore how the brain the process language, studying neural mechanisms involved in language perception, comprehension, and production. I am going to talk about the language perception. Oral language perception involves the brain's processing of the spoken, including sounds, words, and their meaning through auditory stimuli. Oral language perception requires the brains to transform the sound waves to electrical signals to be understood and processed. This is a bilateral activation of diverse cortical areas, including the primary auditory, and the Wernicke's areas and angular gyrus. Reading language perception involves the brain processes of writing text, including letters, words, and their meaning through visual stimuli. Reading language requires the activation of diverse cortical areas. In the left hemisphere, including the primary visual cortex, and Broca's area, and the motor cortex. Writing language perception requires the brain to comprehend the grapheme phoneme corresponding to a sign meaning.
Good afternoon, teacher. Today I'm going to explain about the first four language areas. I'm going to explain about Broca's area, Wernicke's area, primary motor cortex, and accurate fasciculus. To explain those areas in a better way, I'm going to use this brain. Here we have the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. I'm going to start with Broca's area. Broca's area is located in the left hemisphere in the frontal lobe. I have here in color blue, this is the Broca's area. This area is an important area in the language because here we produce the sounds. We control the movements to produce the sounds of the words. Then I have another important part, Wernicke's area. Wernicke's area is located in the same hemisphere, but it is located in the temporal lobe. This area is also very important because here it is the comprehension center. We comprehend everything that we listened. And those parts, Broca's area and Wernicke's area, they are communicated through the accurate fasciculus. Accurate fasciculus is a subcortical fibers that connect Broca's area and Wernicke's area to produce and comprehend the language. Then I have the primary motor cortex. It is located in the frontal lobe, in the right hemisphere and the left hemisphere. This part is also very important because with this we control all the voluntary movements and the time that we speak, the time that we breathe, and also we control the airflow in the time that we speak. As you can see, these four areas are very important in the language production. Thank you.
I'm going to talk about oral language production. Oral language production requires the bilateral activation of diverse cortical areas, such as Wernicke's area, Broca's area, arcuate fasciculus, and motor cortex. Also requires the brain access to semantic memory, organize the word to make accurate contextual meaning, and articulate words. For example, imagine your friends speak about their planes. This information is processed in your brain's Wernicke's area. So these regions help you understand the meaning of the word and the structure of their sentences. So when you have understood the French statement, this information is transmitted from Wernicke's area to Broca's area via arcuate fasciculus. This neural pathway allows the understanding of message. Once in Broca's area, your brain begins to plan your response based on what you have understood your friend's statement. Also helps coordinate the linguistic elements, selecting appropriate words and organizing them into grammatically correct sentences. So finally, the motor cortex, which controls the movement of speech-related muscles, sends signals to your mouth, tongue, vocal cord, allowing you to communicate with your friends by producing a speech. Thank you.
The primary visual cortex is found in the occipital lobe in both cerebral hemispheres. The visual cortex is primary cortical region of the brain that receives, integrates, and processes visual information relayed from the retinas. It's not directly involved in language production or comprehension, but is interconnected with other brain regions associated in language processing, such as the language area in the temporal and frontal lobes. These connections allow to integrate visual information with linguistic information processed in language area, making it easy to comprehend and understanding of language. The primary auditory cortex is located along the upper bank of the superior temporal gyrus, within the lateral sulcus on the two gyri known as Hel's gyri. It's interconnected with Broca's area and Wernicke's area regions. These connections make easier the integration of auditory information, allowing for comprehensive and understanding of spoken language. Recognizing different speeches sounds such as phonemes, syllables, or words by processing the sound pattern associated with them. Angular gyrus within the language network is also known as house engagement area. This is associated with semantic processing such as deriving the meaning of words and understanding sentences. The angular gyrus is a visual memory center for words that turns written language into spoken language and vice versa. Damages to this area can result in conditions like dyslexia, where reading comprehension is impaired. The supramarginal gyrus is another region of the brain located in the parietal lobe. Adjacent to the angular gyrus, it's involved in phonological processing, which is the ability to recognize and manipulate the sounds of language. This includes tasks such as phonemics awareness, phonological memory, and phonological processing during speech production. It helps in coordinating the movements of the speech articulators, such as the tongue, lips, and jaw.